3 years ago, I was really fascinated by this BBC show. Really primitive tribes, that live in New Guinea. It's like Indonesian part of New Guinea on the island. And I remember it took us about a week, like 4 different plane rides, including like a small little plane, 1 day boat ride through different rivers, and then like several days trekking into the pure rainforest, like never been touched rainforest. We got to see these tribes that pretty much still live in the Stone Age. They hunted for their food. They scavenged some like bugs to eat and sago plants. Everything they had on them is pretty much they made by themselves. So they're very self-sufficient, and they lived in these tree houses they built. And some of these tree houses are like 30 meters up in the air.
They would just climb the trees.
And they would just climb the trees, It was kind of like a fairy tale. And these ladders are made just out of plants, fiber. So there was difficult because the conditions are very difficult, very hot. There are mosquitoes, malaria, there are leeches, there are poisonous snakes. Every day when we were trekking to find them, there was no road, It was just, you're trekking sometimes through like swamps. Crossing rivers, sometimes it was just like a piece of timber. And you have to like make sure that you don't fall into the river.
You have the pole
like
to keep the balance.
No. At first it was like really slow, to go through them.
Crawling over.
Yeah. So and then you're like hundreds of kilometers away from civilization. So that was also very challenging. When we were going hunting with them for the boars, it was really it's really dangerous animal actually. It's got big teeth and they could bite people, and it's got a very powerful bite. I remember when they had dogs, right, to hunt down the boar and then to surround the boar, and then I was just trying to chase after them. This is like really thick foliage, a lot of jungles, a lot of like plants, and it's really hard to catch up with them. They move so fast, it's just incredible. And then we surrounded this boar, and they would just, they would like half climb on a little tree, because once a boar comes, they would just go up the tree as a self-defense, and they would just fire their arrows at it. And it took 5 arrows. And they have these arrows where, that's the difference, that they have these metallic tips, which they get from the outside world. And they finally killed this boar,
Wow.
Yeah.
5 arrows.
5 arrows.
And that's it.
Yeah. And then they stick 2 of the arrows on the ground. It's a form of thank you to the forest god.
They have their own rituals.
Exactly, yeah.
So I could only imagine seeing that in movies. I guess when you were there, it's so surreal.
That's why it's amazing how, our world is so diverse still, and still have people who are living the way that maybe our ancestors lived like 10, 20,000 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're still in the 21st century living in a way like that.
Yeah.